For a fifth time, count 'em, 5, New York's Judge Arthur Engoron gets a decision of his against President Trump overturned. This time it's the appeals court ruling today in favor of President Trump to reduce the bond he has to put up in order to appeal Judge Engoron's decision against him. The original deadline meant that President Trump needed to cough up $454 million in a bond by today, or risk New York State Attorney General Letitia James beginning to seize his assets and properties as she's been salivating to do. But now the appeals court is giving him another 10 days in order to come up with $175 million instead. Here's President Trump outside a New York courthouse as part of a separate trial today, giving his reaction.
Judge Engoron has done a terrible disservice to the state of New York. What he's done is terrible. Businesses are fleeing, and you see that. We just released a statement on Truth. Businesses are fleeing and crime is flourishing all over the state, and what he's done is such a disservice and should never be allowed to happen again. New York State is being battered by his decision. So I greatly respect the decision of the appellate division, and I'll post either $175 million in cash or bonds or security or whatever is necessary very quickly within the 10 days. And I thank the appellate division for acting quickly. But Judge Engoron is a disgrace to this country, and this should not be allowed to happen. Thank you very much.
It's not a total victory. $175 million is a lot of money, but at least it's something. It's a small reprieve, which is saying a lot in a state as hardcore leftist as New York. Joining us now to discuss is former law enforcement officer Mike Pugliese, the founder of the Pugliese Law Firm. Mike, thanks for being here tonight.
Kara, thank you for having me. And stealing a line from Ronald Reagan, win one for the Gipper. Donald Trump, keep doing it. You're fighting for us. You stand between us and them. And thank God the Court of Appeals saw that what Engoron did was not only constitutionally and statutorily has issues, but I think truly what they saw is the effects it was having on New York as a whole. Businesses were literally going south. And I don't mean financially. They were moving to Texas and Florida. They were getting the hell out of New York because of what Engoron and Letitia James was doing. Basically, putting these companies under a potential microscope on how they do business, real estate dealings in New York as a whole. Donald Trump was brought on charges where a statute, as New York Times reports, never was used before. It was purposely used against Donald Trump, brought against him, and to go after his finances. Basically, Engoron, with this excessive ruling of $454 million, was trying to bankrupt him, keep him from campaigning. Letitia James said it. She had her eyes not only on 40 Wall Street, Trump Tower, Westchester Country Club. She wanted Trump Force One. She wanted to take away his campaign tool to the airplane to go on rallies and to promote his campaign. And this was all at stake. And this is what they would do, the left was going to do against us. These radical judges, these aren't courtrooms. These aren't justice. These are radical left judges that were ultimately going to be posed to go against the American people. And thank God Donald Trump took one for us. And thank God it would happen today. And yeah, you're right. $175 million, in my opinion, is still excessive, but it's doable for Donald Trump. And he can continue on and fight the good fight for us. And, God bless him, and God bless him for going. Listen, the crucifixion on this Holy Week was forestalled with Donald Trump. So we can still live to fight another day and take these radicals on. It's just pure injustice what I see. This was excessive.
Oh, it really is, trying to destroy him and his businesses, his sons as well in the state. Like you said, it's punitive. It's nasty. They're just trying to make it hurt as much as possible. Even if President Trump gets his vindication in the end from the courts, everything gets fully overturned. Doesn't matter. They're going to make him bleed as much as they can right now. And it's disgusting because what they see as being their biggest goal, right, is that November election, keeping him off the campaign trail, trying to get him in cuffs beforehand. They don't care how many businesses they chase out of the state. They don't care how many of their own citizens die in the state because of all the criminals who get to run free because no one cares enough to go look after them. Well, okay, actually the Soros-backed DAs, it's not just that they're ignoring it or that they're blind to it, it's that they actively support that, right?